Hi guys, I hope you're all feeling amazing. It's been a while, but we're back here, and you know it's it's March 2023, and I'm stoked to be finally back in a space where I can make some videos and post stuff up. So first things first, wherever you're watching this, whether it is on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, please just give us a like and a share. That really helps me do more stuff for you. All right, so what's this video about? Glad you asked. Thanks for asking. I had a client this morning ask me to do a video on push-ups, and it is absolutely in my list of things to do. So given my client was asking about it this morning, I figured I'd just do one. So the whys and the hows and the who, what's is and the thingies and the doobies. At the end of the day, my personal philosophy on push-ups is this: do them, right? Fit on your feet, on your toes, on your knees, whether you're at a 90-90, I don't care, just do them, all right? But what we want to do is make sure we're doing them in a way that is helpful to our body and not hindering our body. It is my experience as a trainer that I've found that a lot of people don't actually know how to do push-ups properly. So, you know, let's take some time to break them down, look at them, understand them, and work out how it is that maybe we should be changing what we're doing to make sure we're getting the best out of that movement. When I do a push-up, or you know, when we teach push-ups here, basically what I want you to do is perform a push movement. Okay, so that is pushing, using my hands to push something away from my upper body. Here in the studio, you can do it, you know, mostly we do it on a stable surface, being the floor, the wall, up against the door, up against the rack. You know, I have some clients who join me online, they do it up against the kitchen bench or the dining table or whatever. You know, at the end of the day, particularly if we're having issues with balance, that kind of stuff, making sure you're doing your push-up on against a stable surface. Doesn't matter whether you're in the prone position or whether you're standing up or creating an angle in that position either. We need to make sure that we are activating the right muscles. And it is my experience, as I change my posture, I look at myself on the film, it is my experience that a lot of people are not actually activating the correct muscles when we're doing the push-up. So when we break the movement down, in actual fact, what we're doing is adducting the humerus along the transverse plane. All right, so what we're doing is bringing our upper arm towards the center line of body. And if I was to cut my body this way, or in a state that is parallel, if I'm standing up in a state that's parallel to the ground, not when I'm like, you know what I mean. All right, so we're doing this action here. Now, because of the structure of your chest muscles and your shoulder muscles, depending on the angle of my humerus or my upper arm, depending on where that is in relation to my muscles, would depend on which muscles and which part of particular muscles I am using in order to perform this action. And a lot of people, when we do this, we have our hands around our heads, okay? Hands around our heads and elbows all the way out here. And I see this a lot. And then they go to get their head to the ground and they get like this much movement and then they push up again. So in actual fact, we're doing protraction, retraction of the scapula. You just, you know, you're moving your shoulder blades a little bit. And the muscles that you're using there is deltoids and a little bit of trap and some neck muscles and stuff. And you're not hitting your pec or your chest muscles at all, anywhere in there. So think about your hand placement. And hand placement is incredibly important when I'm doing my push-ups. It is going to affect which parts of the muscles I'm working. So as I just said, if your hands are around your head, your elbows are kicked out, I'm really just using my shoulders, actually, and a lot of neck muscle. If I look at myself in the camera as I do this, it's like, yeah. So what I want to do is bring my hands so that the palm of my hand is underneath the line of my shoulders and my fingers are around that shoulder height. Okay, now if I want to perform a strict chest focused push-up, I really want to bring, and I'm going to do my very best to edit in some clips of this later. We'll see if it works. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, elbows in next to the body, hands at shoulder height. pushing my hands forward, okay, drawing a line between the inside of my elbows and sort of pushing that up this way, bang, like that. And that's really going to affect or put a lot more work on the meaty part of my pectoral muscle on my chest. Okay, and then if I wing my elbows out here, it gets a lot more of my shoulder, a lot more of the upper line of the chest. And if I bring my shoulder blades all the way down, have my elbows strictly next to my body, and I'm just pushing out with my hands like this, I'm getting a lot more of my tricep when I perform this action, because in actual fact, I'm not really bringing my humerus towards the center line at all. Okay, there's no this action going on, and it's all tricep, so there's extension of the elbow. So depending on where my arms are in this action is really going to have a major role in whether or not I am performing this action in the way that I think I am. All right. So at the end of the day, sit down with your trainer and work out which are the best push-ups for you to slot into your movement program. Here at the studio, we have a variety of push-ups that we go through, and you know, I think I've made videos on most of them. You can go through and have a look through the catalog if you want to have a look at them, or I didn't put some links somewhere there below. You know, and the reason we put the variety in for the push-up is so that you are getting all those different muscles. Excuse me. Yeah, it's so that we're getting all of those different muscles and not just focusing on one muscle or one muscle area. Now, to those people who are sitting there saying, but how can I do a push-up on my feet if I can't even do one on my knees? My answer is this: just keep doing them. Keep doing them, keep doing them, keep doing them, but make sure you're doing them properly so that you are getting stronger. And it's, you know, you've got to be doing these full well-rounded workouts, not just doing push-ups in order to be able to perform that action. And this is the next thing, is stop when you're tired. And then understand where you're at and be okay with it. I find a lot of clients get really down on themselves when they can't push out 100 push-ups or 10 push-ups or five push-ups, whatever, when they, you know, and believe me, I understand this experience. My current push-up level is 2, okay? Coming off surgery last year, my shoulder is kicked out, and I can't do push-up, I can't do proper, in inverted commas, proper push-ups at all, okay? So I'm back to square one, and I am doing the work, doing my rehab, allowing myself the space to work back up to getting what I personally consider a reasonable number of push-ups from my body, which is different for everybody. So I'm not going to tell you what that number is, because that's my number. Your number is your number. My numbers are mine. Okay. So at the end of the day, that's a really, really long way of me saying, how do we do a proper push-up? Well, we have to stabilize our body. Choose your surface. Choose your angle against gravity. Make sure your hands are in the right position. And we are bringing my humerus towards the center line in order to activate the primary mover in this action, which is my pectoral muscles. I'm bringing my humerus and my chest muscle towards my center line. And it is when I'm changing those variables, in that movement is when I get different activation, different areas of those muscles. So that's like 9 minutes of me ranting about push-ups. And now I need to go and make some other video bits about how to do them properly. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do some for you. We'll see, shall we? Let's have a look.